Hey everyone, and welcome back to Is That Brandon's TikTok account. So we're going to do the last part of episode 20, which was Jack's eliminated interview. So yeah, H called him Captain Jack, and he said that he really liked actually eating the crocodile tail. He said, I can vibe with it, and it was amazing, being in the kitchen. He said that H and Ginge used to sleep by like 12 o'clock, and Tom was always working out. And he said, in terms of being emotional, it was nice to have support and be able to unplug, even though there were cameras 24 hours. The fact that he was able to be in nature and, be around the basic types of living conditions. He said it was hard, but it was good. Jack also explained he had no idea what to expect, and he said he knows bits about some of the celebrities, but didn't really know how they were going to be, in person. He said he connected really, really well with someone like Eddie. They bonded over being dads, but he managed to have a little bit of a connection with everyone. He said the worst challenge for him was the drinking trial, with Ant saying that he obviously has a bit of a drinking problem. And he said that he was terrified of spiders, but didn't tell anybody. He kind of just let the trials and things happen in the moment. And in terms of his winner, he said potentially Tom, like a strong winner, and for any of them to be able to adapt to this kind of living kind of just shows that they all have a superpower, basically. And then we had Lisa's interview. So she said it was amazing to be out, and she's obviously now free. She said it's kind of something she can add to her basket of bliss. She explained that the best thing in camp was the laughter, with Jack saying that he loved Lisa and that she's a lovely person. She said it was fun from having her eyes open to when they had their eyes closed. And she said she obviously turned 50 back in July, questioning why she shouldn't have the privilege to do something like being in the jungle. She said on set that she is a jester, and being Riley is just like her being part of a fun ride. Ginge said that Lisa is nothing other than mothering and caring, and H said that she gives the best hugs. She felt like she was the jungle mum, and she said she's not that lucky in real life. People come to her for support and cuddles, but she's obviously got experience of bad things in the past, so she's able to help people out. In terms of the pranks, she said that H and Ginge were like her naughty little brothers, and it allowed her to be the real her. With Ruby Wax, she said she hasn't taken off the lucky underwear, and that her and Ruby have a special relationship. She explained that Ruby's a comedy genius. She wanted to be her growing up, and her comedy works together almost like a firework. She said in terms of the chores, she had to kind of be a bit of a dictator. She was deputy for both Ruby and Shona, and in terms of cleaning the rice pan, it was obviously quite difficult to get it out with no wood or no wood water duty. It's quite difficult to get chores done if people don't put themselves forward either. She also explained that the Diamond Cave challenge she did, it's almost like she came back to camp with jungle chickenpox. She said she had to bring it home, and she did. And she said that her winner all the way would be Ginge. She said her brother Liam almost kind of reminds her of Ginge being in the jungle. So yeah, we lost Jack and Lisa there, and the top four were H and Ginge, Shona and Tom. And it was up to the celebrities to do Celebrity Cyclone. So in episode 21, your final four, H, Ginge, Tom and Shona. At 2:51 a.m, there was a rat trying to run away with their cooking oil bottle. Lisa and Jack were cleaning their clothes and washing their towels. Lisa said that she wasn't able to sleep. She feels rewired and ready for the day. And Jack said that he kind of feels like they need I'm a Celebrity detergent, which involved mealworms and crickets. And he was very, excited to obviously be able to hopefully do the Celebrity Cyclone. Obviously, at this point, he didn't realise he was going to be eliminated. Tom read out a note saying that they should dispose of all the oil cans because obviously rats have been in camp. And H said that Lisa as the camp mother will be missed. She was an important piece of the puzzle. And Ginge said that Jack's intelligence and Lisa's being full of fun and energy will both be missed from the camp. And then Tom basically explained that he was basically mummy, daddy and everything else now, because out of the four, he was the oldest one, and he had to basically take on those new roles. Shona explained she was going to miss Lisa's loud laughing, and Ginge said we've made it to the final four. So with Celebrity Cyclone, H said he was absolutely gassed. Tom said his outfit was very snug. And we found out that Ginger's character was the Pumpkin. H was called the Red Hot Chili Stepper. Tom was the Sapphire Surfer. And Shona was the Silver Songstress. Shona said she was ready to kick some butt. Tom said he was so upholstered that nothing bad's going to happen to him. Ginge said he's been dreaming of this from a young age, and Shona said that she thought she'd actually be the first one to go, with H saying that he's surprised they managed to get him into I'm a Celebrity, with Tom saying that he hasn't watched this part of the show and he thinks he's going to be surprised. So the orders that they decided to go in was Tom first, so he had to put all 4 stars on the first star. Shona then took 3 of those to move up. Ginge took the 2 of those to move up, and then H took the final one to move up as well. So yeah, Tom seemed to do it very fluid. Shona took a bit of a while to get up, and she kept being pushed back by the balls, the water, and the wind. Ginge took about 3 hits to the head, and he did manage to get onto his little podium eventually. And then I think for H, he was very, very fast, but again, he dropped the star a few times and he had to keep rolling down. And we had a double dump of the balls and the water. So when it kind of comes down that massive slide and they all get pushed to the end, it's usually just the once and done. But I think this season they did a double. So they did one big push, they've all climbed back up, and then they've done it again and, got rid of them all. Shona explained that it was very fun. H said it's almost like they were the best for that. Ginge said Christmas came early. Shona said it was the best day of her life. And Tom explained that it was mega, saying that it was the most exhilarating thing he's ever done. H said Cyclone, completed it, mate. Ginge then decided to ask everyone if they were to have a superpower, what superpower would they have? Tom said the power of transmogrification, being able to turn something into something else. H said that's probably the politest superpower I've ever heard somebody want. Shona said that she would freeze everyone and just do madness with things like the butter, saying, what butter? It wasn't me. H said that slow-mo, potentially being like a football goalkeeper, making things appear in front of you, like shapoom. And Ginge said something like invisibility, being able to grab things from a shop, with, him saying, I don't appreciate stealing and things like that, but you've got to use the superpower. Or he'd go up to someone who he feels like is being taken hostage, save the hostage, and he's obviously going to have unlimited stamina, and kind of leave it to the imagination of what you can use that stamina for, basically. This little mini game was actually really, really interesting from the 4 of them again. So Tom read the rules that there were 4 helmets that they had on their head with a little light, and each of them represented a different task. So one of the tasks involved them saying a word, one of them involved them touching something in the camp, one of them involved a doing action, like a doing of something, and then one of the words was being somewhere in camp, so whether it was the dunny or the bathroom or the bed area or whatever. And they were all trying to work out what the word was, what the place was, what the doing action was, and what the touching thing was. So yeah, H was touching his nose, nothing happened. Walking around with a spoon, trying to make a noise, nothing happened. Tom slapped his thigh, worked out that was the action. Shona touched the phone, that obviously lit her light up. Tom sat on the logs, and Ginge slept in the hammock. So they were all kind of trying to work out what all the different things were. And they managed to get all 4 of the stars. Well, it's not really stars, but they managed to win that trial. And then they basically all won an ice cream. So Shona said, say hello to my little friends, chuck ices. Shona explained that there were the football scores written on the ice cream sticks, with H saying that it wasn't on his, because his thing ended in jungle. And apparently his best mate, Bondal, has now got a girlfriend who he said, this man's been trying to find a girlfriend for ages, and he now has. Tom read out the score that Man United had lost to Everton 1-0, and Ginge said, I'd rather not have known what the scores were. The scores have ruined his day. And Manchester United also drew to West Ham. Ginge said he had his stick insect friend Paul on his hands, with H saying that they needed fuel. And Tom asked Ginge what cheese is made backwards, and the answer was obviously Edam, because, the word made backwards is Edam. For dinner, they had wallaby wings, and Shona said she didn't realise they actually had wings. Ginge said he's probably cooked the best chips that they've ever had in a long time, and he said if he can do this, then there's a lot of things in life that people can throw at them, and they should be absolutely able to get through it fine. Tom explained that Doomsville was the least exciting part for him, but there's been a lot of joys and exciting conversations. Ginge and Tom said that they are complete opposites, but Ginge said having got to know him, he's actually a great guy. H said he was bricking it coming into the jungle, but he's never given up on anything in life, so why is he going to give up on anything now? Shona said she was very scared, but she's got to know everyone and be herself, and she's actually very proud of herself. Ginge said he's very proud to have gotten to the final four. He just wanted to make his mum proud. H said there was a wooden spoon that was just kind of chilling somewhere. I think they were doing the washing up, and he was like, this wooden spoon's just chilling. And H said that Tom's probably going to have a few new gym songs when he gets out of the jungle, because obviously he will have discovered H and his music, so there'll be some new songs on his gym playlist when he goes to the gym. We also found out that the next campmate that was evicted from the jungle was either H or Ginge or Tom or Shona, and it was H, with H saying, I told you, I knew it, and last night I actually packed my bag. We found out that H had spent 22 days in the jungle. He got in the getaway motor and he played a challenge called Night Night Sleep Tight, and he obviously got involved with Celebrity Cyclone. So I will do my review for episode 22 and the part of H's interview in my final episode for I'm a Celebrity. So if you did enjoy, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Episode 22 review coming very soon.